Finally, I got to see season 2. What's going on, guys? We are talking Mushi season 2. Mushi Shi. Mushi. That's right. Now, Mushi is season 1 was awesome. I loved season 1. I know there's a manga. I haven't read the manga, but I have watched the anime series, and I gotta say, this anime is probably one of my top animes of all time. It's such a beautiful, well-done series. Now, if you don't know what Mushi's all about, it's about this traveler who's a Mushi master called Giko. He goes it's like set in the Edo period, but it's like a closed, like still with somewhat of technology going on. Not technology, but it's set in an Edo period, basically, and he's a wanderer. He goes traveling to village, and he helps people who are in need, who are infected by these life forms or these creatures, these supernatural power creatures called Mushi. Now he helps. He's pretty much a doctor. He has all the medicine. He knows. He helps these people. He helps these people to get rid of the Mushi, or just to give them medicine. Say, listen, take this, and you should be better, because these Mushi gives these people kind of like supernatural abilities. Now, villagers, they don't see the Mushi, but Giko can, and he does have a big backstory from season 1. But we're not talking about season 1. We're talking about season 2. So I'm assuming you saw season 1 and you're checking out this review for season 2. I gotta say, the first episode of this season was a little iffy. I didn't really care for it, honestly. But then it kind of picks up in episode 2, and it really just goes. I mean, of course, if you know the style of this, it's like episodic, it's not centered on one plot. It's centered on different kind of events, like different kind of people dealing with different kind of situations, and Giko happens to be there to help them out with that situation. Now, I absolutely love the stories that are happening in this first part of the season. Round episode 2 to maybe, I believe, 10 or 11. I mean, it was really great. I really loved the freaking stories. Though my favorite, though, of all the episodes, it's a hard one, because tonally it goes it's different. There's a little happier kind of episodes in the beginning, and then it's dwells into more of the working of how this world works with Mushi and the mountains, and then it goes to a darker kind of tone with some stories. And even in the first half, there's one episode that's kind of a little bit darker as well, that deals with kind of murder, mystery, so to speak. But you get the gist of what's going on, and that's what I love about these episodes, how it opens up and you don't know really what's going on until we start revealing some of these people's, while they're explaining, or we see some of the things that are happening, and we get what's this kind of episode is going for, where it's gonna head to. Now, like I said, my favorite episode has to be the one with the seashells and the girl, the seashell and the girl. So if you have seen season 2 and you know what I'm talking about, that's probably my favorite one. And then close to it is also the one that deals with the swapping of the individual of the shadow, if you step on a shadow, and that's towards the second half of the season 2. So like I said, I like the first half, from 2 to 10 a lot, or 1 to 10 a lot better than the rest of the series, of the rest of season 2, because I think the stories were just way more interesting. The characters were more interesting. There was a little bit more kind of like you didn't know what you were getting into. And then once we hit to basically Giko and having to deal with the Mountain Lord, I kind of fell asleep. I was like, it just wasn't too interesting to me. So this series really kind of has not a great pacing with it. I mean, you're just straight out the gate. You're interested, you're intrigued, but then it just hits it just hits to a stop. It gets to a stop where you hit that Mountain Lord, and you're like, okay, where is this going? What are you trying to tell me? And once they tell you, you're still just not too interested in it. Now, once that second half happens, honestly, the only one I could really say that, well, there's two episodes that are really, really good. Is I believe, the Shadow one, and also this one that deals with lightning. Those two episodes were great, but overall, the second half, some of those episodes were just kind of forgettable, and you just didn't leave that too much of an impact like the first half kind of did. And the climax of this season 2 is kind of climatic. It doesn't really satisfy you. However, Mushi still looks beautifully done. The music is beautifully handled. It just sinks in here. Tone wise, it's slow. It unveils a lot of stuff, but once it unveils a lot of stuff, you're interested and engaged until you hit that, like I said, the Mount Lord in some of those episodes. But my God, the animation is very beautiful, and they give their love. They love the show. There's a lot of kind of like, artsy stuff going on here. There's a lot of scenery they want to show you. Of course, it's all drawn and stuff, but it's beautifully drawn. Also, the character Giko, he doesn't do as much in this episode, I think. I'm just saying, in my opinion, as he did in season 1. However, he's still a very interesting character, and I am very heartbroken that there wasn't, his friend, and also the one chick with who had the scrolls in season 1 is not in this one as much. Or, well, the girl's not even in here, but his friend's not in here really. I was a little heartbroken. I wanted to see, him banter with him a little bit more, his friend with the eyeglass. But however, it still works. Giko is still a likable person. He's still really intrigued by him. He's still a little bit mysterious, but you love his calm, cool demeanor, and you want him to help out some of these people. But overall, I think Mushi season 2 really, definitely wasn't as good as probably season 1 in my opinion. However, it still was really, really well done, very beautifully done. It just misses the mark in that second part. It just gets a little bit boring. But however, everything's just handled just really just beautifully. Music, the art, just overall, just great stuff. Editing, well, it's not a film, but but editing wise, it was well done as well. I think there's one editing moment, and it has to do with like, again, a mountain. It's second part where it's about a brother, and the editing on that episode was a little confusing. I was like, wait a minute, wait, you said something, but the editing kind of showcased this and that. It just doesn't coexist. It's confusing. So I thought the editing on that episode was not that great. But however, the series, like I said, great series. Really, I highly recommend you watch this if you like season 1. It's still a really, really, really good season. However, it just kind of falls short on that season 1. However, there is stories in here, episodes in here that you could take away and you could just really fall in love with, because my God, some of the writing in here is really just well done, and I just loved it. I just loved some of those episodes. So thank you guys for listening. If you haven't already, please subscribe and please like the video if you like it, and comment below, and I'll answer more of your questions about Mushi. Oh man, 2 seasons. I know there's a film out there. I want to check out the film, so hopefully I check that out and review it as well. I don't think I reviewed season 1, but I think I want to go back and rewatch season 1 before I review that. But this was definitely a very, very enjoyable season. It was very, very enjoyable. I really, really liked this season. So thank you guys for listening. Dan the Man, aka Daniel's son.